The River Exe is a wonderful river, spanning 50 miles through luscious Devonian countryside. It truly is amazing. You can do all sorts of amazing activities on the river, such as kayaking, kite surfing and sailing, or you can relax by the banks of the river. The river starts up north in Somerset on the moor of Exmoor, then makes its way down through rolling hills down to the beautiful town of Exmouth. The source of the Exe is Exe Head, just north of Simonsbath and 5 miles from the Bristol Channel. It is a bog on a hill, which may not seem very pretty, but the rest of the river is. From there, the Exe casually flows down through the picturesque county of Devon to Exeter. This is Exeter Canal. It joins Exeter with Topsham. It was built in the late 1560s because Countess Isabella of Devon decided to introduce a tax on all boats delivering material up and down the Exe. So the canal was built and they didn't have to pay the tax anymore because they weren't on her waters. The nearby suburb of Countess Weir is named after the weir that she built to stop them going up the Exe. The canal is 3 kilometres long, and these days it's no longer used for transporting material, but is instead used for recreational water sports. Let's head downstream a bit now. The Exe Trail is a lovely day out. It's a cycle path that joins Exmouth round via Exeter to Dawlish. It gives lovely views of the Exe estuary, and many people, including myself, use it for their commute to work or school. The village of Lympstone has very advanced, complex flood defences. I asked Alan, the head of the flood defence scheme in Lympstone, to tell me a bit more about these amazing wonders of engineering. How do the floodgates work?
Right, well, they've changed over the years. When they were first designed, we were the first people in this area to have any. And they were a bit over-engineered, which is how people would describe it. They were very complex. And you opened up the floodgate, and you moved the lever, and it bolted the floodgate closed. But it also had a big mechanism inside for winding down and pushing a rubber seal onto the ground. The rubber used to perish, and then they replaced it with thicker rubber. As the years went by, they perfected the design for other communities along the South Devon coast. We came up with some better ideas, and we agreed with the Environment Agency that when our gates failed, we would simplify to one of the new techniques for sealing. And just last week, we finally had the last gates upgraded to the new type of seal, and it's much more foolproof. Doesn't involve complicated mechanism, and it basically involves a slope on the ground and a rubber that comes along and squeezes into it.
It's clever.
And that's good enough.
Yeah. This is Exmouth, the mouth of the River Exe. This is where the river meets the sea. Opposite Dawlish Warren, this is the thinnest part of the river since it's been up on Exmoor. You could almost swim to the Warren. However, that would be dangerous because the current in this part of the river is very, very strong. I've rowed up the river before, and I always have to avoid this part because it's just so difficult to row through. Exmouth is a beautiful town and offers many facilities, such as a leisure centre, lots and lots of cafes, and all sorts of other amazing places to be. Exmouth is one of the best places along the trail of the Exe because it's got so much to do and is such a lively community. So that concludes this programme on the River Exe. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I sincerely hope you learnt something new today. So now you can go out and explore the Exe, and now you know all about it. So I'll see you guys in another video. See you then.